camera. Scene 9, Freakazoid, take 5. Action.
Victor Carranza made a short film for his senior capstone with the help of Angelina Ryan as the producer. The film is about an assassin. He sits alone in a cantina. He's been hired by a cartel to find and kill another assassin. Then he meets a beautiful woman, turns on his charm, and they have an instant connection. When she's harassed by a local drunk, he steps in and begins an epic dance/fight scene. When it's over, he's shot, and the woman turns out to be the assassin he's after. But she doesn't kill him. Instead, she initiates a chase.
Encontraré.
Cuente con eso.
Victor wrote, I think it was his first draft, and he sent it to me last August.
The core of it was pretty much done in like 2 months, 3 months. We kept writing it, changing it.
We didn't even finish the script until about the night before we started rehearsing at the location. So I would say it took about 5 months, 4 or 5 months to completely write the script.
I came up with this really cool Antonio Banderas guy who was an expert dancer. And I thought it'd be really cool to film a really fast-paced salsa dance like we've never seen before. I came up with Osito, which is like a really cute nickname, and it means teddy bear. Yeah, the script grew from there. And Brian, who's my friend, who's my rich friend, but I wasn't deceiving him or anything, he's always wanted to put his name on a movie and produce it and be the sole provider. And then with some smooth talking, I convinced him to throw down some money, and yeah, he pretty much paid for about 90% of it. We're still counting, but it's like 4,000 something now. Angelina came in and helped me out. Her sister's a producer, so she had some ideas. Decided we needed somebody who can photograph this, and Jake Cohen came in and basically was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Let's do it."
So I brought on the first assistant director, and he brought on his friends to help grip.
All the other PAs,
And second AD.
the ADs, production designer.
I hired the dance choreographers to choreograph the dance that's in it.
2 choreographers created a dance that would be used in the film. Along with having to learn their lines, the actors had to attend rehearsals to learn the dance routine. It required some physical labors between all the actors. Then, intertwined with the dance was a fight routine that they also had to learn.
If it wasn't good, I didn't hesitate to redo it again. And we did it a lot, and felt bad for the actors, but it was worth it.
I had to find the location.
And she found it at an old billiards bar. They sectioned off an area and built what looks like an entire Mexican cantina inside of it.
Lauren Berger, who's our production designer, she was amazing because she built that whole thing. We wanted to make it look like a Dos Equis commercial at first, lots of contrast. It was just supposed to look more of a cantina that isn't real, but fantasy real, but then not too crazy and out of the ordinary.
Building the set required a large amount of props.
And we had like shelves that we put bottles on to make it look like a bar. We had Christmas lights everywhere.
Lots of greens and reds standing out. Lots and lots of tequila bottles, different colors.
The piece of paper that you see in the film that shows the image of the Viper, so then it's like a visual. Oh, that's the same thing that's on the gun later. The sugar bottle, woo, that was a mess because the art department's never made sugar bottles before. And they had one good one. So we only had one chance to do this correctly. And we did. I don't know how we pulled it off, but it looks like a real bottle hitting this guy in the face. It's awesome. It even sounds like it.
So why do you need a 5 o'clock shadow?
He needs to look
'Cause I can't
mean
grow
and
one.
scary.
Makeup and costumes can say a lot about a character. Hector is the bad guy, and it's shown through his black clothes and a fake 5 o'clock shadow. Fake blood is used when he is hurt in the fight. Osito is the hero and wears a light-colored suit, which matches his smooth charisma. Dirt stains on his clothes and face reveal that he's been roughed up. When he's shot, some special effect makeup creates a bullet hole in his shoulder. Lupito wears all white. She's supposed to look as angelic as possible and has natural looking makeup to emphasize her natural beauty.
The grip truck has all line equipment that you could basically want for this kind of film. We rigged it on the ceiling and it looked like an actual studio. Every time a character walks in the back, it's supposed to be like so bright that you can't see behind them.
This was done by having a bright light shine against a large white backdrop on the outside of the cantina doors.
We filmed it in black and white, so the lighting that we needed was different than regular lighting. You would have brighter on this side and darker on this side, like huge contrast.
Other equipment includes this monitor, which projects what the camera is shooting and allows the cinematographer to see things clear. The camera is mounted on a jib, which pans it up and down. The jib is mounted on a dolly, which moves it back and forth on its tracks. This equipment helps create scenes that look like this opening scene, which required lots of movement, although this was filmed using a wheelchair. But the jib and dolly were very useful during the dance sequence.
Everything up until the dance was supposed to be shot as still as possible, very minimal movements. His point of view, we're in his mind, and everything, he's just a cool, calm guy, and nothing startles this guy. And then when the dance came, that's when we changed everything. I mean, we're in color now, the camera's constantly moving, there's constantly movement in the frame. She's spinning this way, we're gonna fly that way, you know. When they start dancing, we're gonna come in on them. Same thing with the kiss.
When it was exposing who the Viper was, which is this slow, basically dolly of the gun, which is like holding it out and just goes all along it until you see the snake, and then it goes up her arm and to her face and you find out who it is.
We really tried to, I don't know, add power to Osito as much as we could without being too obvious. With putting the low angles on him, I wanted to do a lot of hero shots, a lot of him literally looking at the camera. Even though Lupita was our innocent female in the film, we never shot her from a high angle. We always kept her leveled, if not at a slight tilt or lower angle to her. We still wanted her to appear very strong. She's supposed to come out of the blur, out of the white, out of the heavens, into the bar, and it was supposed to be as glamorous, as glorifying as possible by having her come out of the white. And then leaving, the same thing. Leaving, it was very important that when she walked out, it just kind of disappears into the white and into the heavens.
This is the whip. This is what I use to focus when I have to be far away from the camera.
The depth of field is created by focus, and it directs the audience's eyes to where their focus should be. A shallow depth of field only has a small amount of focus, while a deep depth of field has most or everything in focus.
Since it was built from nothing, I felt that in color it would have looked too fake.
So as mentioned before, it's filmed in black and white. It's supposed to be like a kind of film noir.
I thought it would be a really cool transition when they start dancing to really make that dance jump out even more.
Everything goes to color, and it's supposed to represent, like, he comes to life in a weird way, because most of the film he's just very dark and stern. But then every time he talks to Lupita, his face just lights up. So when they have this moment together, it turns into color, but it's very saturated, so it's not too extreme, too bright, too cheesy. Right after they're done dancing, it goes back to black and white, because it goes back to the world he was in before.
See, where do they put the subtitle?
We were relying on this tiny little screen, and we didn't get to catch the eyeline issues.
Not only eyeline issues, but continuity issues in general, such as this arm grab. The arm appears to be Osito's left arm, but in the next shot, it looks like it's his right one. Left, and then right. But by editing the scene with fast transitions, it's difficult to tell that there's anything wrong at all. Since the film is in Spanish, it needs English subtitles. These subtitles need to be subtle so they don't distract the viewer, but readable for English-speaking audiences to understand. They also need to match the words that are being spoken to match the action.
When Hector walks in, it's like this trumpet, like deep, loud, like this is bad kind of thing. The music changes every single time a different character walks in the bar. And so when Lupita walks in, it's like this slow, like just guitar strings playing like a beautiful tune when she walks in. And then when Guido walks in, it's just like this, like kind of cheesy. It just fits the characters perfectly. It's awesome. Like this cheesy salsa music. And he walks in, and a little creepy because it's supposed to set like the business assassin cartel stage. And then it changes when they start fighting.
Music is important. It's the music that has to be as intense as what you're seeing. Sound effects are in the movie because there's a lot of movement, a lot of fighting, a lot of diegetic sound that we didn't get.
Every character in the film speaks in Spanish, but by using different inflections and accents, characters are further developed, such as the Güero.
The Guido is this like greasy white man that thinks he's cool because he can speak Spanish and he works for this cartel and like greases his hair back and wears aviators and he's just a dork.
His Spanish has an English accent to it, adding to his character.
Oye, olvídate de esa pera y pon atención. Lo siento, papi chulo.
I would place the film in a crime drama.
Genre, I mean, it's an action film.
I think that would fit it.
It had that Western feel to it with the music.
I would definitely place it under like a foreign crime drama because it is a drama. It's like a love story, so yeah. Foreign crime drama.
With the help of many people, and with a touch of luck, Amor de Sangre was successfully completed and made it into ASU's select capstone screenings for 2011. And in my personal opinion, it was awesome.